I lost my first job ever because of my immaturity. I was 22, straight out of school, just barely landed my first job, and things were great at first. Honestly, right before this, I was building my own startup, so I had a lot of skills on how to scale a system and build things out of scratch. And my software engineering background from ever since I was a kid helped me a lot. So I was quite experienced even in my first job. So things were great. The director loved me. The team was great. The culture was great. Everything was good. Then I got a couple of my friends hired into the company, and they were also really enjoying it, and they were learning a lot. Things were moving fast. In the startup environment, you break and you build. It's just how things go. The problem was I was very personally attached to the things I was building, and so was the director. So we would constantly butt heads. So honestly, when I'm building something now, I really don't care. To me, it's just code, and it's like a means to an end. I gotta just build the code out to get the software running to fulfill my job.
I just don't care anymore.
But back then, I was like, this is my baby, I'm building it out. I'm like super emotionally charged because I was so involved deep in the planning process, the product deployment process, the software engineering process. Like I was doing a lot of different things.
Mr. Hayden, sorry to bother you.
Super busy.
And obviously the director, he is the one who's running the whole show. He's gonna be personally attached and involved regardless. I mean, it's his job to be. And the director was a bit brutal at times. Honestly, I'm a fairly like insensitive person. Even if you talk shit to me straight to my face, I don't care.
You think you hard? Wanna talk shit?
I mean, whatever, like all fun and games, jokes aside. Like there would be times where he would share screen, show the code, and be like, this is the most garbage code I've ever seen. Who wrote this? And then he would find the GitHub name and then be like, oh, this person writes shit code. He obviously did it as a joke.
You think you hard? Wanna talk shit?
If I were the target, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, haha, like it's so funny. But what made me uncomfortable is when my friends would be targeted. And they would be targeted more often than me.
Please don't hurt my friend.
And that kind of left me feeling a bit weird and uncomfortable. I started sticking up for them, and I got very emotionally involved in the process. And this is kind of where things started going downhill.
It's about to go down.
Because the director actually he liked me the most out of the team, which was quite interesting because I was always the one constantly fighting with them.
You think you hard? Wanna talk shit?
Because now I started sticking up for my friends, he's like, Abir, like you should focus on your own things. What's going on between me and them is between me and them. And I was like, no, it's I'm gonna be involved. I'm gonna be emotionally charged.
This means war.
Like even thinking about it makes me a little Anyways, whatever, I'm not gonna finish that word, but I started getting uncomfortable. I started like fighting back more. I started pushing back more, and then I started having calls with my friends outside of work and be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? This is like getting out of hand. We need to do something about this.
This means war.
And I started like seriously putting my foot down in stand-ups and like one-on-ones. Seriously, I was like, this is getting weird. This is getting out of hand. And I'd start calling him out.
I am declaring war.
This led to multiple fights and arguments and a tense situation. And granted, I was like 6 or 7 months into the company, right? So it wasn't that long and things are already this tense. So the director started having meetings with my friends, asking them if I was out of line. Of course, my friends told me about these meetings and I got furious, and I literally, like, as soon as I heard that these meetings were going on, I think like literally the next week after I resigned, I literally went that morning, got on Google, searched up resignation template, filled in the gaps with my name, his name, the company's name, and then emailed it to him. And then during stand-up, I was dead silent, quiet that day. He didn't read the email yet, so it's pretty obvious. He asked me, Abir, what were you up to today? What are your updates? I said nothing. I didn't do anything today. And he's like, what do you mean you didn't do anything? I'm like,
I didn't do shit.
I didn't do anything because I don't want to. Like, obviously I was being a dick because I resigned, so I didn't care.
You think you hard? Wanna talk shit?
I kind of like, I don't know, that was a little bit irresponsible of me. Then after stand-up, he sends me a Zoom link. I hop on the call and I straight up tell him before he even gets to speak, I'm like, check your email. I just sent you a resignation letter. And his jaw dropped. Like, he was not expecting that. Him trying to confront me about why I was being like such an asshole. Literally, he's like, Abir, why would you quit, man? I thought we had like a good working relationship, and like I would never ever think of letting you go or firing you. We were just trying to work things out. Like,
No, let me fix it.
Honestly, I respect him for that. The fact that instead of just arguing more and fighting more, like he actually like took a step back and he's like, man, I didn't want things to get this far. And looking back, like we were both immature, but obviously again, I was 22, out of school, first job ever. I just didn't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
And I was a bit more aggressive than I should have been. My friends are still at that company. They claim it's still that things are getting better, things are great, things have improved since I've left. I don't know, maybe I was the problem or maybe the feedback that I gave actually helped and improved the company. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, ever since then, my last 2 jobs, including my current job, I've never had this problem ever again. I've grown, matured up, stopped getting personally attached to things and code, stopped getting personally attached to implementations. Honestly, I'm like very hesitant to refer my close friends to companies I work at now for that reason. If they get into some sort of trouble, I'll feel the need to stick up and then risk and jeopardize my own career and at my expense for their benefit. So now I'm like taking things a lot more strategically and playing with the company politics and using it in my advantage. But yeah, this is how I lost my first ever job because I was immature. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Peace.